All right, welcome back. You're watching NewsX. My name is Vineet. The Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla is facing a no-confidence motion moved by opposition MPs who have alleged the blatantly partisan manner in which he has been conducting the business of the Lok Sabha. The notice was moved by opposition members in the first half of the budget session last month and was signed by as many as 118 MPs. While Mr. Birla is not the first speaker to face such a motion against him, he holds the distinction of having presided over the suspension of an unprecedented 100 opposition MPs in the lower house during the 17th Lok Sabha. Another 46 opposition MPs had been suspended from the Rajya Sabha. Mr. Birla, who is serving his second term as the speaker, also does not have a deputy in the house. The post of the deputy speaker has remained vacant for almost 7 years now, with the 17th Lok Sabha also ending without one. The opposition members have pointed to Mr. Birla's actions during the budget session that led to the no-confidence motion notice being served against him. Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi initiated the debate on the resolution for the removal of Mr. Birla from the speaker's post and said that the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha was interrupted for more than 20 times while speaking in the parliament. He further added that the opposition was forced to move a resolution seeking the removal of Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla in order to save the constitution. He accused Mr. Birla of showing partisan conduct. Union Home Minister Amit Shah termed the opposition as irresponsible while responding to Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi's interruption charge on Kiren Rijiju. Meanwhile, taking a jibe at the opposition MPs amidst sloganeering, Minister Rijiju said that he has no cure if one believes themselves to be above the speaker in the house, referencing to Rahul Gandhi. We'll talk about this and try and get perspective on what does this mean and will anything change because of this resolution. Joining us on the program is Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist. Advocate Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, also joins us on the show. Mr. Ishan Tyagi, Congress spokesperson, with us on the program as well. All right, Ishan, I'll begin with you. Thank you for being here. Why do you think that it's necessary for Mr. Birla, to leave his coveted position? Do you think that his treatment towards the opposition has been rather biased and he's allowed, the current government in charge, to say what they feel and not given the same latitude to the opposition?
Good evening, Vineet, and to all my fellow co-panelists. Vineet, let me start by putting up a question here. The speaker, whenever a member of parliament is assigned the role of a speaker, he rises above party politics. I think we all agree to that. He has to be non-bipartisan. That means he has to safeguard the rights of the opposition. He is the sole custodian of the house, which is the parliament, which is the temple of democracy for us. And I think we all agree to that. However, Mr. Om Birla, and I don't have any personal grudges against him, but as a speaker, he has to get out of the mindset as a Karyakarta of the BJP. But however, he has not been able to get out of that BJP mindset wherein you are required to bend in front of the government, wherein you are required to bend in front of the Prime Minister of this country, wherein you are required not to allow the leader of opposition and the member of parliament from the opposition to speak in the parliament. Now, let me tell you a few examples. Number one, I call him as expunge master because he's the one who has expunged a lot of speeches of the leader of opposition. He is the one who keeps on repeatedly disturbing the leader of opposition when he is speaking. He interrupts him again and again. That happened around 20 times in the last speech of the leader of opposition. Now coming to an interesting fact. Let me tell you, from 2004 till 2026, in the first UPA government, from 2004 to 2009, Somnath Chatterjee was the speaker. Only 5 suspensions were made during his tenure. During UPA 2, Meera Kumarji was the speaker and 47 suspensions were during her tenure. Then came the Modi regime and the numbers shot up very interestingly. Let me tell you, 74 suspensions came at the time when Sumitra Mahajanji was the speaker during the first Modi regime. During the second Modi regime, the numbers jumped to 112, which is 112 suspensions. And it happened in, the first time in the history of this parliament that more than 100 members of the opposition MPs were suspended from the parliament. That is how Mr. Om Birla conducts. He safeguards the right of the government. He safeguards the Prime Minister of India. Whenever the Prime Minister does not have to answer to the questions of the opposition, whenever he wants to shy away, whenever he wants to run away from the questions, Om Birla comes in as his accomplice. And let me tell you one another thing.
Okay.
You also stated that we do not have a deputy speaker as of now from 2019. So this is there is no there is no, you can say, mandate, but it has been a ritual that the role of the deputy speaker goes to the opposition, and it used to happen very beautifully in this democracy from 2004 to 2009. Mr. Charanjit Singh Atwal, who was a leader, who was the MP from Akali Dal, which was again a BJP ally, was the deputy leader of deputy speaker. Then we had from 2009 to 2014 Karya Munda, who was from the BJP as the deputy speaker. From 2014 to 2019 also we had M. Thambidurai from AIA-DMK, which has a love-hate relationship with the BJP, mostly as an ally, of course, as the deputy speaker. But from 2009,
all right. Ishan, wrap up. I have to include others as well. Okay, finish up, please.
Yeah. From 2019, the Modi government, which was riding high on its horses, did not feel the need to have a deputy leader. Mr. Om Birla, what action did he take against Ramesh Biduri when he spew venom against a member of parliament or from the opposition? What action did he take against Amit Shah when he used cuss words in the parliament? This shows that the current speaker, Mr. Om Birla, is acting as a puppet of the government, as puppet of Mr. Narendra Modi, and he is totally partisan towards the government.
All right, fair enough. All right, you've made your point and some more. Let's get a response from Gautam Mukherjee on what you have said. Gautam, how do you respond to what Ishan has said? Well, he's right about one fact that 100 opposition MPs in the lower house during the 17 Lok Sabha have been suspended by Mr. Om Birla, and that is a huge number.
Well, the point is that the opposition does not observe any parliamentary protocol. They behave as if they're out in a field with acting like a trade union with banners and running to the center of the house, making wild statements, sloganeering. Now, if I'm the speaker, I have no choice but to adjourn the house because I cannot even hear myself. So he does that half a dozen times. And in fact, in every session, more than half the time we spend in adjournments. For the rest, because there is a legislative agenda, and that is the primary job of the House of Parliament, he then has to table the bills, and this din has to stop. So he, has no alternative but to suspend all these people. In fact, this should be done right at the beginning. Whenever there is disruption which is not in keeping with parliamentary protocol, the people concerned should be suspended for the entire session instead of this charade of adjournments and days wasted, each day costing, as some people have pointed out, more than 9 crores to run the House. It's a total waste of time. And, I don't think he's strong enough, in fact. He is doing what he has to in response to the totally boorish behavior of the opposition led by the Congress party. Vinny.
Let me also rope in Manasvi into this. Manasvi, how are you looking at this resolution against Mr. Birla. What comes to my mind, Manasvi, or perhaps something that can be considered as the last straw as well, is when Rahul Gandhi was in fact trying to read out that excerpt from Mr. Naravne's book, if you remember. And that was the time that not only Mr. Birla but perhaps the Treasury bench also got extremely infuriated and animated and said that if it's not been published, agar kitab prakashit nahi hui hai, you cannot quote it in the parliament. I think that was the last nail in the coffin.
Correct. I think something which is very, very much missing with the current speaker is that he does not consider opposition as the voice of people, and something which has happened just recently. If I talk about the way the Jammu Kashmir debate was being done in 2019, at that particular time during the abrogation of Article 370, at that particular time when discussion was to be done by the opposition was not given time, and then accordingly in 2020 when farm bills were being passed out, while there were huge number of protests in the parliament, while opposition was sitting crying out that let us make statements, let us have a debate on it, how can you pass such kind of a bill, and that bill was immediately passed without a voice of opposition. And in 2021 Pegasus spyware controversy, repeated adjournments were being taken up while opposition was wanting to have a debate on Pegasus spyware controversy, and that was not been allowed. And then in 2023 in both the houses we saw the massive number of opposition leaders amounting to more than 140 MPs being suspended, and that has not happened in 75 years of independence since then. So these are various things which shows that somewhere down the line the speaker is anti-opposition, the speaker is anti-debates. And then in 2023 Manipur violence debate, when this particular issue was being taken up, at that particular time no time was given to the opposition or the government to talk on it, when opposition under Rule 193 is asking to have an immediate discussion, and that is the mandate of the speaker to allow that discussion, because there is something a state is suffering in 2023, and that was not being taken up seriously. These are various things which is going against the speaker. There has to be debate. You have to listen to the opposition. The Sarkar which is in power has to answer the questions. Now what comes from the Sarkar's point of view is paisa waste ho raha hai, 9 crore har roz ke kharcha ho raha hai, but where is the debate happening? You are passing bills without discussion, you are passing bills without debates, and who's the master of the MPs? It is the speaker. Who is supposed to control the opposition and the people in power? It is the speaker. And when it comes to asking questions to the Sarkar, when it comes to debating on relevant questions, so what happens here? The opposition leaders have nothing, but they get suspended. And what do the opposition leader have to do, resort to, is to do dharnas outside the parliament. This is not how the democracy will function. The reality is, if an opposition leader is asking a debatable question, is asking for a discussion, or like a Manipur debate in 2023 under Rule 193, if that is supposed to be discussed, why isn't these relevant nationalistic points being discussed? Asking questions is not anti-nationals. On the contrary, it is the most nationalistic thing a democracy could do. And if not in parliament, where will the discussion happen? If not in parliament, where will the debate happen? If we will not discuss Pegasus or Manipur in parliament, or abrogation of Article 370 of Jammu and Kashmir in parliament, where will the opposition leaders discuss? And this is not something which is very new in our democracy. This is happening since 1950. Opposition is allowed, respected, to ask questions. The government, who is the watchdog of the government? It is the opposition which is the watchdog of the government. And if that watchdog is completely somewhere silenced or killed in a debate, where is going to be the healthy democracy which we are seeing going to happen? If there are no questions asked in the parliament, where is the democracy alive? So this is something which has to be controlled by the speaker, and that does not have happened. And if this is coming out now, I feel it is too late by the opposition. This could have come out 5 years back, when such incidents of Manipur violence were happening, when Pegasus spyware controversies were not allowed. So these discussions, when were not allowed, which was nationalistic in interest, I feel that at that particular time, this kind of a no confidence motion should have led out. But even now, if it has been led out, there are two things out of it. The speaker should have an all-party meet. I'm not in favor of no confidence motion anywhere. The speaker should have an all-party meet. discuss what are the problems of the opposition and give them appropriate time to discuss, debate, deliberate, because it's about our country. It's not about Pakistan, it's not about Afghanistan. Whenever opposition asks questions, either they are termed as terrorists, anti-nationals, or Pakistani or Chinese, but not Indians. So as Indians, the opposition should be allowed and given the respectable time which an opposition is deserving.
Mr. Sharath Trivedi, BJP spokesperson, is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Trivedi, thank you for speaking with us. I hope you can hear me. Mr. Trivedi?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, Mr. Trivedi, the allegation is that the opposition has been strong-armed. The opposition has not had an opportunity to put in its perspective and point of view, even when it has come to big areas, when it has come to Pegasus, or if it comes to issues relating to national security, its voice has been subdued. How do you respond to these allegations in light of the resolution which has been passed, or is in fact being considered against Mr. Om Birla?
Well, when there were 91 elected governments in state were dismissed by the Congress party, the electorate was had no problem, and the democracy was fully functional. When we had emergency, let the opposition tell us how many seconds the discussion took place in Parliament and what happened after that. The third is that Rafael, they came out with this Rafael mein chaukidar chor hai, Rafael mein deal hui, and the senior most leader of the Congress, he couldn't even tell us till date that what was the price of which was involved in the corruption charges. Then they came out with this Pegasus matter. They went to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court asked them, this Yuva Neta, to hand over his mobile phone. He refused to give the mobile phone. When we wanted a discussion on farmers' bill, we had senior MPs from opposition dancing on the Rajya Sabha table. That is the level of respect they have for democracy. They had thrown papers at Om Birla ji. They had gherawed the seat of Honorable Prime Minister, and then they want discussion. We have always invited healthy discussion. We wanted to tell the Home Minister himself was there to make a statement on Manipur. They said no, we want the Prime Minister to make the statement. Which law in the Parliament, parliamentary procedure say that only a Prime Minister can make a statement? We have got hundreds of bills coming up. We did not have the time to discuss them. Article 370 was, we wanted to have a discussion on Article 370. Why didn't they come out with it? We did not declare Article 370 irrelevant by sitting at home in the BJP office. It was passed by the Parliament. Today they know that they do not have the strength to pass any such motion in the Parliament, yet they are trying to do it. They are just trying to create nuisance. They want to create a situation that they go to the people and they say that they play the victim card, that we were not allowed to be allowed to speak there. They tried every attempt when we wanted to talk to the farmers directly. They tried every stunt in book. They told them that please do not accept anything at all, no matter what the government is prepared to concede. And this farmers bill was originally Congress bill. They did not have the strength to pass it, and we got in the government, and we had the strength and the conviction to pass this bill because it was in favor of the farmers. We withdrew the bill. When we found that we could not convince the farmers who were sitting on dharna, and we withdrew the bill, despite the fact that even today the government is saying that this bill was in favor of the farmers. Bihar did not have a mandi system for the last couple of years, and Bihar agriculture produce is increasing probably higher than the Gujarat agriculture is increasing on an annual basis. So this is the state of the opposition. They do not have any agenda. This is an opposition which is looking for a point. They are looking for an agenda. They trust statements coming from Pakistan. They trust statements coming from President Reagan. The government has categorically said that not a single plane has been shot down. We have had no attrition. They believe in what Trump says. President Trump came out with 6 aircraft being shot down. About 20 days back, Trump came out with a statement that 13 planes were shot down. They believed in the Hindenburg report. They believed in George Soros. There was a bloodbath on the Indian Stock Exchange. The government was saying that we are going to investigate this matter and come out with the truth. The truth came out from the Western press. Then they believed in it. Yuva Neta is being quoted in the Pakistani parliament.
Okay.
The opposition is...
All right, fair enough. So let me in fact go to Congress spokesperson Ishan. Ishan, would you like to respond?
Well, Vineet, let me remind my BJP spokesperson that it is the responsibility of the government, more than the opposition, it's the responsibility of the government to keep the parliament running. They should invite us for the debates. Let me tell you about the farm laws we were speaking about. The bill on the farm laws, let me ask my fellow spokesperson from the BJP, for how many minutes did you conduct a discussion on the farm laws in Lok Sabha? Tell me. It was not even half an hour. The farm laws were passed in minutes. More than 700 farmers died. You did not allow them to reach Delhi to protest. They died on the borders of Delhi, and you repealed those farm laws, three anti-farmer farm laws, in 4 minutes. And you're saying that those bills were drafted by the Congress. You came into power in 2014, and I remember after 2020, around 2021, these farm laws were passed. Are you making a fool of the people of India? Now coming to the second thing. Vineet, when you were speaking to Mr. Thapar, you said that kitab prakashit nahi hui Narwane ji ki. I believe Narwane ji. Rahul Gandhi ji believes Narwane ji. We all believe Narwane ji. Now, let me ask one simple question. Which published book was Nishikant Dubey quoting in the Lok Sabha? And did Mr. Om Birla, as Speaker, have the guts to ask him to not quote those books? He had the audacity to interrupt leader of opposition several times, but he did not have the audacity, and he did not had the spine to interrupt a member of parliament from the government. That is how he has been playing in the hands of the government. He's a puppet of the government. Now coming to the third thing. Let me remind Mr. Mukherjee said that the opposition is sloganeering, they're raising placards and all that. Where in our constitution it is written that we cannot do that? It is a constitutional right, and we will do it. Do not forget, when BJP was in opposition, they used to create nuisance in Lok Sabha. They did not allow the Lok Sabha to run. At that point in time, have you forgotten that crores of rupees was spent daily in functioning of the Lok Sabha?
Okay, all right, but
all right. Last point we need. Quickly, when I was growing up during 2008, my first memory of Lok Sabha was discussions on the nuclear deal. I remember the UPA government gave ample time to the opposition the BJP who was in opposition to debate on that topic. That is how good democracies, efficient democracies work. Now the BJP government has made India a banana republic. The speaker is totally partisan towards the government.
Fair enough,
and
sir.
He is bent
we have run out of time, but I appreciate everybody who joined in. Thank you so much. I think we got a lot of points across on this debate. Well, we have some big breaking news coming in now. Indigo CEO Peter Elbers has resigned from his position